Welcome, Skylar. Welcome, Andy. All right, welcome to class. I'm glad you're here. Today, I want to review what we've gone over on Chapter 7, and I want to review for an exam for Wednesday. Does anyone have any questions before I do that? Hearing none, seeing none. So in our book, in Chapter 7, we had a nice little chart that I'm sure you all memorized, right?
The chord progression chart?
Yes. This chart shows up on page 105 in your book. And I'll throw it on your screen right now. Does this look familiar?
The chord
Yes.
chart.
Yes. This is the latest and greatest chart for major. Notice the capital 1 for tonic. Yeah? So if you were given a test question that was fill in the blank, and it had a series of questions with Roman numerals followed by blanks, and you were asked to fill in the blank with what chords could come after that chord, could you fill in that chart?
Yep.
So
Is there a chart for minor?
There is a chart for minor. It is on the very next page. And there it is. So let's go back to major for a second. So if you had a question that said 6, what comes after 6? Blank or blank? Could you fill that in? Yes, Dr. B, that would be the 4 or the
Or
2
2.
chord. Piece of cake, right? But could you do that without a chart?
Yeah.
You'd probably have to try drawing the chart first.
Okay. So I would be able to do that for Wednesday. Hint, hint, cough, cough, wink, wink, snicker, snicker. Are you with me? So let's take the chart away. Let's go to our friendly whiteboard. And let's do this. Let's go. Sorry, let me move this around. If we went 3, whoa. Could you fill in the blanks?
We can try.
All right, where can the 3 chord go?
To the 4?
Yes, it
Or-
can.
6.
Go to the 4, can go to the 6, or is that it?
Yes.
No. You can also go
Or
to the
the-
2. There's a little bracket box. Remember those bracket boxes? I think it can go to the 2 as well. I don't know if that's true, but they make it seem like it is. It's probably rare. But you think it would be choral planing, you know? All right, the 6th chord.
4 and 2.
Or the
4 and
2.
2. The 4 chord.
1,
1,
5,
5,
7,
7.
And the 2, I think.
And the 2. Good. 2 chord.
5 and 7.
5 and 7. Five chord.
1,
And the 6.
Yeah. It's also in that box, right? With the 7 chord.
it's
Right.
below it though.
Sorry?
It's not on the top though. So like
know.
on the 4, like it said to go down, so I'm just
Right. The book also specifically mentions that the 7 typically goes to the 5 because the 5 is a stronger chord. So this leaves it open for a little ambiguity to me. Like, can the 5 go to the 7 then? But normally it doesn't. So if that was the case, I might take this 2 off here. Because there's an arrow that specifically points from the 4 to the 2. Anyway, 7 chord. Where can the 7 go?
1.
1 or 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then where can the 1 go?
Anywhere.
Anywhere it wants. I was going to throw a Napoleon Dynamite gosh in there. All right.
Your tots.
I need my chapstick really bad. All right.
Food, Tina.
Pity the fool. Okay, let's. If we were to do that for minor, could we do that for minor?
Can we look at the chart first?
You don't have the chart memorized?
Not minor.
Yeah, you hurry look at the chart while I type it up. Oh, that should have been a minor 4, huh? Oops.
Kind of similar, only they squeezed the 3 in, third major.
All right, there we go. No more cheating. No more looking at the chart. Where can the 7 go? I'm sorry, where can the 2 go?
Five
The
or
3?
7.
Yeah, the 2 is known as the predominant, correct?
Correct.
The 3 chord. Just like major, it can go to the 6
6.
or the
4.
4. The 4 chord.
5.
Would the 4 need to be in smaller Roman?
It is. Oh, yes. Here you mean. I'm with you. Thank you. 4 can go to 2, can go to 5, can go to. Can we do a plagal in minor? Yes, we can, but you don't get as many enthusiastic amens. 5 is exactly the same, right? It's the exact same chords. 5 can go to 1. 5 can go to 6. Is that true? What does
Yes.
that sound like?
Epic.
We deceive you with major chords. All right, 6 can go to
4 or 2.
4 or 2. 7 can go to
1.
1. Is that the only place it can go?
To 5.
Yeah, I thought it could.
In minor, is it sound more, sound stronger too?
Let's see. I think so, especially if you put the dominant 7th on it. Now, we haven't had this conversation yet, but we're going to have it shortly. You can also make a 7 diminished 7th chord. And that gives you another tendency tone. The 7th being scale degree. Lowered 6th wants to resolve to the 5th. So that's going to make it more poignant, but we're not there yet. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, where can major 7 go?
1.
Is that true?
To 3.
Oh, this is a trick question. Do you see the difference?
Right, because you got the diminished 7, then you got that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the 3 makes sense.
So where can it go? Sorry.
To the 3 major.
I'm looking for my box mover so I can type this in. Yeah, major 3. Good. And the 1. There you go. Cool. I can pretty much guarantee you that might show up on the exammy poo on Wednesday. One of those two. Cool. All right. Questions, comments, concerns, friends with questions. Do you remember back in the day, we did... did everybody get their screenshot that wants it? So I can stop sharing the screen and go back to our textbook. We will be covering chapters 7, 6, 5, 7, 6, 5, I believe. All right, I'm going to clear my screen or stop sharing it, go back to the textbook, share that screen with you. Does anybody remember the self-tests that we did back in the day where we... I can't remember which one it was. Where we had to do... I think it was in chapter 5, where we had to critique melodies, part writing problems. Anybody?
Yes, I remember that.
What were some part
Yeah.
writing problems? It was chapter 5. Let me go there real quick. We had to look for part writing errors such as these. We also have this awesome interactive drill. Let's go backwards. All right, here we go. This is a good review for our exam coming up. We have the following error codes that may or may not show up. You have the option of OK, no errors, error 1 through 8. If you had to put them in, could you find them? Ready, set, go.
This is a spacing error, I think.
Where is there a spacing error? Those are usually the easiest ones to find, right?
Yeah, it's in the 3rd chord. The tenor is crossing the alto.
We have voice crossing right here. All right, so we're going to call that 8. Oh, they said no bueno. How do they figure that?
Well, there's also in the next one too.
Oh,
What? Okay.
what is their dealio?
Can you play the example?
Sure. Here we go.
I mean, you could press the button, but you
Oh,
could
yeah.
be extra that way too.
Can you hear it? One more time. I didn't hear that first note very well. Did they play it right? I don't hear it. I'm having a hard time hearing that high E. All right, why do they not like our calling that 8? Say again?
Is there something even worse there?
I'm sorry. One more time?
Is there something even worse there? A different error?
I don't know. Should we find it? Should we just guess?
Why don't you just press OK? I think it might be that.
How is that okay?
Maybe they don't care about voice crossing.
They're all okay. Just kidding.
Good question.
I think something's broken. Something's fishy. I think that should definitely be an 8.
Well, isn't there somewhere where you can challenge it?
No.
Can we reset it? Do a different one?
Well, let's figure out what these 5 errors are that they will tell us that they have.
I think maybe the very first chord is a spacing error.
Why?
There's more than an octave between the
Good.
tenor and the alto, so
You were right. Okay, what about this one? Is this an error?
Would it be direct fifth?
I thought it'd be octaves though.
octaves by country motion.
Yeah, 5.
They say no. They're calling it a direct octave. What's the definition of a direct octave? Have we forgotten?
Yes.
We have. A direct or hidden octave or fifth occur when the outer parts move in the same direction into a perfect fifth or perfect octave with a leap in soprano. I think this is totally wrong.
Right. I was thinking this has to involve the soprano, but that one doesn't.
We're just gonna ditch that. We're making McGraw-Hill education look silly here on YouTube.
It's their own faults.
Let's go with this example.
Can we see if let's put in the OKs first and see what we got.
Okay. This is cheating. Don't you feel wrong about this?
No, it's just checking their work.
This is training wheels.
Since the system is flawed, they have an unfair advantage.
Yeah, we can't trust them yet because of their cheating.
All right, here we go.
We can check them later.
Ah, I see the problem. Do you see the problem? Let's hear the example. Oh, I'm just kidding. It's not a problem. One more. All right, number 3. This one's easy, right?
Spacing error.
Let's go for it. No.
Okay.
Is it contrary fifths on the one right next to this one?
Here?
Yeah.
No. Fifths by contrary motion? Or do you mean parallel fifths? It's parallel fifths. Where is it?
In the bass and tenor.
Yes. No. How is that a 2? What about this?
Yeah, I was gonna say possibly parallel octaves there.
So are we putting that here?
I don't know.
What
Try.
the devil?
That's parallel fifths, right?
Okay, so we have the octaves there. So the problem is here is the parallel octaves. They're just off by 1. Or we're looking at it wrong. Everybody see the
Oh, I
obvious parallel
see.
fifths there?
Okay.
So it's between this chord and this chord that we're looking for a problem. Ah! What is it?
Unequal.
Yes, who said that?
Ian.
Winner, winner,
You
chicken
get a
dinner.
cookie.
Let's see if he's right. Good job! All right. Do we want to do another one? Do we dare do another one?
Well, I think we better
As
possibly
long as we don't
understand.
like try doing spacing errors, I think it's fine.
What do you mean? All right, let's listen to this example. Oh. One more time. That was horrible. Mark where you think they are. There's one right there. I don't like that last chord at all. What's wrong with this one? It was obvious to hear.
The parallel fifths.
Parallel fifths. So we are going to say, do we call it here? Do we call it here?
On the left one.
On the left one? That would
Yeah.
make sense. Good. Okay,
There's
now
also
what? Go ahead.
parallel octaves on the very next one between the bass and the alto.
Yes, there is. Does everybody see it?
When you point it out, yep.
I'm going to say number 1's okay. Are you all right with that?
Okay.
On the third chord,
Yeah.
going into the fourth chord, is
Yeah.
there a direct fifth
Where?
between the? The fifth direct fifth has to be the between the bass and the soprano.
Could you also argue that it's between the bass and the tenor? Or no? What is a direct fifth? Has to have the leap and the soprano, right?
It has to, yeah, it has to have that, and it has to, I think, involve the soprano.
They say no.
Direct fifth, not. I think you clicked on the 3. It should be
I'm
4.
sorry. I'm sorry. Good job. All right. Two to three. Is it okay? No, it is not okay.
Contrary motion, fifths, maybe.
Between
Tenor and bass.
yeah. They say no. They say contrary octaves. Where is that? Is it this tenor bass problem? They move opposite directions into the same pitch. Is that it?
I guess.
I can hear it. You're taking two voices into one from an octave, opposite direction. All right.
I don't understand the direct fifth in measure 1 to 2.
Measure 1 to 2. Okay. Okay, the direct fifth has to have a leap in the soprano, which we have. Doesn't matter what the bass does. A direct fifth, also called a hidden fifth, is in. It has to do with bass and soprano. That's the only parts that we're looking at. Is this true?
Yeah.
So it results when the outer parts move in the same direction into a perfect fifth or a perfect eighth with a leap in the soprano. Doesn't matter what the bass does. So they both move in the same direction, as shown with my little lines.
I don't understand when you say the outer parts and then you say the bass doesn't matter.
The outer parts meaning soprano and bass. Outer parts, top and bottom. With me?
Yes.
And it doesn't matter what the bass's motion is. It can move by step or skip, doesn't matter. It just has to be moving the same direction as the soprano, which has to leap, has to skip anything bigger than a step. With me?
Yes.
So they both move in the same direction with my little lines there. And the result is a perfect fifth apart there.
Okay.
Cool. All right. This one going to this one. Are we okay? I think it's okay. Do you vote okay?
Well, I think that particular box would involve that chord and then the actual next chord.
You think there's a problem across the bar line is what you're saying?
That would seem to be the format of the exercise.
Oh, gotcha. Is there a problem?
Hallelujah.
Is there a problem? No? You say no?
Soprano's not leaping. Yeah.
Ooh, I hear it. Do you hear it?
Before it was the secret chord that David played.
Say what?
It pleased the Lord.
What's the problem with it? Is there a problem?
Octaves?
Yeah, it seems like there's an octave problem.
Perhaps. How about fifth problem? Is that a parallel fifth?
Give it a try.
But there's no leap in the soprano.
That's okay. That's for a direct fifth. This is a parallel fifth, which can occur between any two voices. I'm going to go 2 parallel fifths for the win.
Yeah.
All right. Next. I think it's okay. Oh, that's not what... Is that what we're doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it. What's the problem?
Between the bass and the alto. Seems kind of. Yeah.
What is it? What is it?
And is it unacceptable, unequal fifths?
No. I think that involves like diminished, right?
Right. You can go the one way but not the other.
I think it's maybe contrary motion.
So you're saying number 5? Yes. And then this has to be okay, doesn't it? What's the problem?
Spacing error?
Yeah, spacing error.
Wait, the book was actually correct.
That one's okay, isn't it?
Maybe we should go back to the first one to see.
Go back to the menu.
Yeah, no, go back to the first one we tried.
Back to
Because I
9?
think we were like probably one off.
You think it's reset?
No, it's the same one. You can tell.
Oh, is it? Wait. I don't understand what you're saying.
So in the first one, I think we were one off.
Yeah. Okay, so here we are.
So spacing error in the first one, right?
Here.
Right.
Gotcha.
And then for this next one involves those 2 chords there.
So what are we saying?
Contrary motion fifths.
We're saying contrary fifths. Do we want that there or do we want that here? They don't want it anywhere.
Okay, well.
Where's your contrary fifths?
I thought I saw something between the bass and the alto.
You're saying from here to here?
No, from the one step over. So
Here to here?
yeah,
Well, this isn't a fifth, is it? Or is it?
it ends in a fifth.
Oh, okay.
Does it have to?
I don't know, maybe we're getting the definition mixed up. It's possible.
Yeah, let's read that. Where is that definition? Contrary fifths and octaves, also called consecutive fifths and octaves by contrary motion. This means that the composer usually did not correct parallels by moving one of the parts up or down an octave. However, contrary octaves are occasionally found at cadences in instrumental music, especially in vocal writing, when melody and bass outline 5-1. That's all they say on it.
Are there examples written out?
There are. In 517. There's what their example is. Does everyone see it?
Oh, you're saying that you don't have enough room in here.
So it has to start on 5 and then go to 1 to be a contrary or parallel.
We're getting a new grand.
I think you're right.
On the contrary, yeah.
What were you saying, Ethan?
Can we go back to the exercise?
Yeah.
Because the exercise, it didn't do that, if I remember correctly. It just went to 5.
It has to go to 5 from a 5, right?
I thought it has to go to 1.
5 to 1.
5 to 1.
So we're okay? Or we're not okay? Did the book miss it? We go to an octave from a 5th, right? Are we talking about alto and tenor? I'm sorry, alto and bass? Are we looking at this?
That was, yeah. And I was looking at the one next to the left of it.
Here to here?
That's what I was looking at, yes.
But this is not a 5th, correct?
Right, it has to start on 1, I suppose.
All right, so we're okay. Right? Okay, are we looking at this to this for this one? Ah, I see it. Do you see it? Maybe I don't see it.
I mean, other than the spacing error that they probably didn't mark.
Should we try it? I thought it was hidden octave, but the bass doesn't move. Is that a no-no? Nope.
Is it okay?
Ooh, let's try it. It is okay. Next.
Okay, what's wrong with the first one so bad that it needs a spacing error?
You have more than an octave between the tenor and the alto part. You can only have more than an octave between bass and tenor. You see what I'm saying? We could drive a semi-truck through here. Who votes for okay?
I'm inclined to vote for okay.
We should have a drinking game going on here. All right. I vote okay.
Not.
Yes. I vote okay. No, I don't. What's the problem?
Direct.
Yeah. Do you vote okay? Yes.
More direct.
Another direct. Good. Oh no. You see it? I see it.
Parallel.
Parallel octave. Do you see it? I think more importantly, I hear it. Ah, obvious one.
Parallel fifths.
Parallel fifths. They're going to say it's okay. Watch. All right, ending chord. Are we okay with that?
It looks legit.
Boom. So when you have this on your exam, it's going to be similar to this. However, it's going to be, you're going to be given an example, and you're going to have to find 8 errors. There's going to be at least 10 errors, but I only want you to come up with 8. So there's going to be 2 more errors that you don't have to find than 8 that you do have to find. You with me?
If we find 10,
No.
darn.
I like how you just nip that in the bud.
What if we find like 12? Can we like substitute? Like,
I actually have 12 written in. So there are 12 errors. Wait, that's not true. That is
If we
number
find
12.
if we find 16, which is twice as many errors,
and do we get?
I found 9 errors in the problem. Okay, so here's the errors that are your options, just to make sure that we're on the same page, because in this interactive drill we've been doing, there's only 8. So the errors are parallel fifths, parallel octaves, consecutive fifths by contrary motion, consecutive octaves by contrary motion, spacing error, direct or hidden fifths, direct or hidden octaves, chord with no third, which is not on here. Left out the third. Unequal fifths, which we do have. Voice crossing. And see, voice crossing is an error that they don't give as an option, but that we're finding all over the place, right? Voice overlapping, what's the difference?
Is that in like alto and soprano? Or the alto goes above the soprano?
That would be voice crossing, but I think voice overlapping is when one takes over for the other, which may not be an error, which may be okay. It doesn't show up on the quiz, so don't pick that one. And, or at least if it does, I don't have it marked. And then other would be something that you would say specifically like frustrates the leading tone, maybe something like that. You with me? So
can
that's
we look up the unequal fifths just real quick?
the definition. Sure. Unequal fifths is when a parallel fifth is followed by a diminished fifth or the reverse in the same 2 voices. For the purposes of our part writing exercises, we will consider unequal fifths acceptable unless they involve a diminished fifth going to a perfect fifth between the bass and another voice. So, unequal fifths cannot involve a diminished fifth going to a perfect fifth, but they can go from a perfect fifth to a diminished fifth. Does that make sense? Let me go over to example 5-19 and show it to you live. Here we are. So they are saying it is okay if a perfect fifth goes to a diminished fifth, but it is not okay if a diminished fifth goes to a perfect fifth. We're avoiding that.
Between the bass and another voice.
Correct. It's okay if it's in an inner voice.
Bass and soprano specifically, not just any other voice.
No. Wait, say that again. Specify that one more
Does
time.
does it have to be specifically within
Unless they
between the
involve
bass and soprano
No.
and not?
another
Oh,
voice.
okay, I see that now.
Yeah,
I think you're thinking of the direct octaves.
correct.
Just trying to clarify. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we're good.
Now, in the same example, I'm also going to have you critique the melody. So if we went back to what we just did, what would your critiques of this melody be?
Random.
Okay. So the contour not primarily conjunct is what you would say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
There's more leaps than steps.
Okay. I'll buy that. Specifically going on in measure 2. What do those leaps not do?
Well, it's a fourth, so it doesn't need to go a leap in the opposite direction.
Is that true?
If it's a fifth or greater, I think.
I think you're right. I think also that consecutive leaps should
You need to outline a triad,
Go-
right?
Yeah.
outline a triad. Good.
But they're not in the same
Yeah.
direction.
It's not consecutive.
But, well, here they are. Those are consecutive leaps, are they not?
Yeah. But
There's
they're
not
also
going-
not going in the same direction.
But that's not what it says, right?
Well, what does it say?
It says consecutive leaps should outline a triad.
Okay, so not necessarily the same direction.
Right. Where did we talk about this?
Chapter 5 in the beginning, I think.
Yes. The melodic line. So we talked about like 7 things. Do you remember this? No, 5 things. 5 things. We're talking about rhythm, harmony, contour, leaps, and tendency tones. So the rhythm needs to be simple, which it is. Right? Nothing faster than the chords that, no eighth notes if we're doing all quarters. You with me? And then harmony, everything has to belong to the chord. Remember that. Contour, the melody should be primarily conjunct or stepwise. The shape of the melody should be interesting but clear and simple with a single focal point. We have one single focal point, which is good. Leaps, avoid augmented intervals and intervals larger than an octave. Diminished intervals may be used if the melody changes direction by step immediately after the diminished interval. A melodic interval larger than a perfect fourth is usually best approached and left in the direction opposite to the leap. Do we have anything bigger than a fourth? There we have a leap, and we don't larger than a fourth, and we go in the same direction, which larger
That's
than
not larger than a fourth. It is a fourth.
I guess if you count down, you're right. Yep, you're right. So that's okay. And we outline a triad, right?
I mean, that's actually great.
Yep. And C, when smaller leaps are used consecutively in the same direction. I was wrong on that, Ethan. When smaller leaps are used consecutively in the same direction, they should outline a triad. But those are in opposite directions.
It's still boring though, so we can count it as that.
Well, and you do have more than a fifth here, right? You're more than a fourth here. No, you don't.
No, it is a fourth.
Here you have more than a fifth. More than a fourth, excuse me. No, you don't.
Again, it's also a fourth.
Listen, there's 3 types of people in this world. Those that can count and those that cannot.
And the third type,
What? I told you, there's 3 types of people in this world. Those that can count and those that cannot. Don't ruin my joke. I've got 2 jokes.
I heard a light bulb.
I've got 2 jokes for you. Why did the cookie cry?
Did the what?
Cookie
What?
cry. Why did the
Cookie.
cookie cry.
because I was working on this book.
Because it was away from his mom too long.
Away from what? I'm sorry, you're
His
quiet.
mom too long. It was a horrible dad joke. Just forget I said anything. What was the other one? There was another good one.
Don't worry, we can edit it out.
We're just gonna edit this.
Not
whole
that we
class.
will, but we could.
You know what I do? I teach this class. I make all the errors in this class, and then I look brilliant in the second class, and I put that one on YouTube.
But at least, like, you don't look as depressed as you do in your first videos you made.
Did I look depressed?
Soulless, fine.
What? I looked depressed?
Like when you first started making videos. Oh, that might have been piano where you showed us videos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was my first video ever made. All right. Oh, I remember it. What kind of music is a balloon's least favorite type of music?
Pop.
Pop. Good job. All right.
That one I like. The wafer one was kind of eh.
Yeah. Alrighty then. Where are we? Melody. Tendency tones. If you have scale degree 7, it's got to go to 1. 4 should go to 3, but it's not as important. Remember that? All right, then part writing. Can I leave our book here? We're going to go over to maybe another self-test, like not like that. Yes, like that.
There was a rollover.
There was a rollover
Peach and knees.
on Peach and Knees.
Yeah.
Is this a joke or you're telling me news?
No, I'm telling you news.
Oh.
I missed.
Do you know what type of music is a balloon's least favorite type of music?
A balloon?
Yeah.
A decrescendo.
Not a decrescendo. Pop music.
A what?
Pop music.
Pop music. That's a good one.
My roommate did not laugh at my jokes, but my roommates never laugh at my
I
jokes.
was about to make a comment about how your roommate did not appreciate your joke.
I don't laugh at your jokes.
That particular roommate has been my roommate for like 20 years.
Takes a lot for me to laugh.
17 years?
Yeah.
It's been long.
We don't even remember how long.
That's a loyal roommate right there.
It's a long roommate. I'm just grateful.
As
that
long
she's-
as you guys can
she's
barely
still my
tolerate
roommate.
each other, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. All right. We are looking for part writing.
Sundays,
Say what?
Only some days.
Only some days or Sundays? Part writing. Who can write from a 1 to a 4 or a 1 to a 5 using all three ways?
74? You nuts.
What?
Do you remember the three ways that a thing can move?
Oh, right. All the three methods.
No.
The first one's common tone.
Common tone, stepwise motion. We don't want to be there. We want to be in self-test 2, 6, 2. Here we go. Remember these? Let's do this F one right here. So the root is moving a fifth away. So our methods are way number 1, stepwise motion. Way number 2 is what? Similar motion by seconds or thirds. And way number 3 is a tertian leap with a step and a skip. No, step and common tone. Remember? Aren't you glad we're having a test so we review all this stuff? Woo!
Can you
All
just
right.
quickly read the definitions between the three again?
Sure. So way number 1 is stepwise motion. So that means that every note moves by step to a chordal tone. This is on page 83 in your textbook.
And it's similar stepwise, right? Similar.
Common tone and stepwise motion. One method for writing this root relationship in 4 parts is to keep in the same voice the tone that is common to both chords, while the remaining 2 upper parts move by step in the same direction. The stepwise motion will be ascending for root movement of a perfect fifth down, and descending for root movement of a perfect fifth up. The purpose, well, that's just talking about ties. So we have a perfect fifth down. Is this true? Okay. So, do we have a common tone? Yes, we do. What is it? We have FAC and we have B flat D F. The common tone would be the F. Am I right?
Yeah, unless the book says otherwise.
Yeah. So we could keep the F in our alto voice. And we could move the A up by step and have a nice parallel octave. Not a parallel octave, it's okay.
Bless you.
Wait, we don't have the third. Or
Sure
actually, no, we
do.
do. What the heck? What am I saying? Okay, never mind.
It's all right. You can make a mistake. I've made like 30 today. All right. So that's way number 1. Are we okay with that? All right, next. What have they drawn up for us?
Message. Yeah, I saw it.
You see it? What did they do?
They did the.
They leaped a fifth in the opposite direction.
They did the tertian leap thing.
Yeah.
We got B flat, D F, going to F, A, C, and we got D in the soprano going to A in the soprano. So we have the third happening in the soprano, in the same part, Just happens to be in soprano in this case. So that says we are going to have tertian leap, common tone, stepwise motion. We can stay on our F here. And the B flat can go down, stepwise motion to the A there. You with me? Why is that a bad choice? Why did I mess up again?
Doubling the third.
Yeah. So we can also stepwise motion here to the C. With me? All right. Bass is moving down by a fifth.
You can keep the. Actually, I want to avoid tripling the root if we can.
So we're going to C, E, G. So our common tone is C's, which they've gotten to by not keeping a common tone. So I'm thinking they're wanting us to go probably way number 2, which is
Similar motion.
similar motion by step or
30
skip to the
seconds.
next nearest chord tone. So the F would go to the G, and the C would go to the E. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Way number 2. Okay, so you're going to get 2 chords. And you're going to have to write all 3 ways. Do you think you could do that? Dun, dun, dun. That's on there.
We'll find out.
Then you're going to be given a figured bass line. You're going to be given a bass line. You're going to have to figure out the figured bass and then realize it. Can we do that? I don't think
Let's
we're ready.
do it.
Are we ready for this exam yet? I kind of feel like we need one more day. Like
I'm not
one-
ready, but
I think what we need is we need to maybe start the exam tomorrow and like
tomorrow or
have-
like
no,
Wednesday.
Wednesday. And
Okay.
then like have the weekend to do it.
I agree.
Is that horrible?
I'd appreciate that.
Maybe the whole weekend's too much.
No, I think that's phenomenal.
Maybe we should like give it Wednesday and make it do Friday.
I can deal with that.
Yeah, that's good.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's nice.
But I want to like hand it out Wednesday and say, here you go. What are your questions? Is that all right?
Yeah.
That.
So we would like look at it and then ask you based on what we see.
Yeah, I mean, you could ask me anything and I might give you answers or might not. But I also want to spend just a little bit more time. I feel like this went quite a ways. Like we went a long time without a test. So
We did.
trying to review everything we've done in that long time is going to be a lot. Let's see if they give us an example in this test of what I'm talking about. I don't see it. Let's go on to self-test this. Not really. Let's go self-test this.
There's also the workbook still, so we'll have to do that.
Yeah, here's an example right here. C. Doing something like this. Let's look at number 2. What key are we in?
D.
D major. Start and end on D in the bass. 2 sharps, pretty good sign. No accidentals. All right, so 1 chord here. 1 chord here. Probably going to be a 5 chord here. Everything's in root position, so you know this has to be a 2 chord. Is that true? Acting as the predominant.
So that's got to be 6.
6.
We mean 4?
3.
Yeah, she means 4.
No, 6. 6 can go to 2.
Yeah, but everything has to be in root position, and they gave you scale degree 4 there.
You're right.
D major.
What you meant is you meant to put the 6 here is what you meant, right? That's what
Yeah.
Yeah. 5
He's borrowing
here,
from another chapter. It's all good.
4 here. See how much faster we are at this? You guys have really done awesome hanging in there and learning over Zoom, and I'm really proud of you. This has to be a 3 because we can't write anything but root position triads right now.
Those darn beginner music theory students.
You with me?
I was until you went to the 5, and then I'll have to think about it. But
Well, basically what I'm telling you is they're not letting us write anything but root position triads. So all we have to do is bust out our charty chart and know that the bass note, if the bass note is of A, it has to be a 5. If the bass note is a F sharp, it has to be a 3.
I don't remember 4 being able to go to 5, but maybe that's just me.
Yes, 4 can go to 5.
Or 5 going to 6, I guess.
That's the deceptive cadence. All right, and then we would write these chords out following proper part writing norms. Okay, so that's on there. And then they do the opposite of this as well, which is going to be brutal, where they give us a melody. And we have to come up with bass line and inner parts. So we have to do it both ways. Okay? We all right with this? We'll go over that, and then we will start the test on Wednesday. And then I'll answer questions, and I'll make it due like Friday night.
Okay.
Questions, comments, concerns, friends with questions, private messages in the chat, bribes.
Do you like brownies?
Now, see, with brownies, I've got a huge, heated debate going on with my roommate. Because she
No
likes
nuts.
she likes like these fudgy brownies, and my brownies are more cake-like. She calls my brownies cake, but they're not.
Are they moist?
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. Oh no, not over here. It's heated. Like the ultimate brownie is my mom's recipe with marshmallows melted on the top with frosting.
As long as you don't put nuts in it and it's not dry.
Then you have the BYU mint brownies.
Let's go back to Sarah Pelosi, or Sarah, Alaska Sarah, right? You
Alaska
can put
Sarah?
lipstick on a pig, but it's still pig. You can put marshmallows and frosting on your cake, but it's still cake.
It's not cake.
Still cake.
My roommates, tell you what.
But it's,
I'll put marshmallows and frosting on my brownies too. That makes
I mean, to be fair, she does have a point. She does have a point. I'm seeing it. But
You gotta try my brownies. Maybe I'll post the recipe. You guys can have a bake-off.
yeah,
Extra credit if you choose the right one. Something like that.
it's like anonymous. Which
Recipe
one is the
A
correct
and
one?
Recipe B. Please vote after making both and trying both.
I'm down. Let's do that for the final.
All right. I will see you on Wednesday if there's no questions. Who do I need to mark here? Catherine joined us. I need to mark her here. Jenin joined us. Kyle made it.
Hey.
No Mateo, no Robin. Bye.
I actually did something you wouldn't do over the weekend.
What's that?
I ate super spicy food.
Yes.
It's so spicy I can't feel my tongue nor my stomach.
Oh, that is definitely something I would not do.
But it was good.